New tonight out of Franklin County, Greenfield Community College is offering early retirement to employees as it faces a projected budget shortfall.
And Western Mass News reporter Matt Price is live for us outside the school in Greenfield this evening with those details. Matt.
Chris and Amanda, Greenfield Community College making a very unexpected and transparent announcement this morning, calling this move an initial cost-saving measure. In a press release, GCC says they are offering an early retirement incentive program, and it's open to both union and non-union employees. According to the school, it is trying to navigate a challenging financial situation because of economic pressures affecting public higher education and rising operational costs. Now, while the program's intention is to reduce personnel costs while minimizing disruptions to both college and student operations, we should point out it is voluntary. The college will assess the program's financial impact before deciding on other cost-cutting measures. Now, in a statement written in the release, GCC President Michelle Schutt says, quote, "This step allows us to address our budget challenges in a responsible and measured way. Our goal is to protect the core academic mission of the college while being thoughtful and transparent about the financial realities facing higher education today." The school itself goes on to say Greenfield Community College remains focused on serving students and the region through affordable, high-quality education, workforce training, and transfer pathways, even amid fiscal challenges affecting colleges nationwide. We did try to request comment from the school, but they did not respond to us. In addition, we reached out to other area community colleges about their situation, both Holyoke Community College and Springfield Technical Community College. They say they are not facing any budget challenges and that they do not plan on any cost cutting at this time. That's the latest live from Greenfield. Matt Price, Western Mass News.